When did someone's racism actually put you in danger? So, I'm staring down the barrel of a police officer's gun at our neighborhood park, accused of kidnapping my own son, all because some racist grandma saw me, a black man with a white kid, and called 911. 5 minutes ago, my son Cody was laughing on the swings. Now he's screaming as two cops have me on my knees, hands behind my head, while this old white lady keeps yelling that she saw the whole thing, and I'm probably part of a trafficking ring. You'd think this was 1930s Alabama, not 2024 on some random Tuesday, but here I am with an officer's shaking hand pointing his weapon at me while my son cries, "That's my daddy," and grandma insists the poor child must be brainwashed or drugged. My son Cody came into my life 8 months ago after the adoption finally went through. My wife Sharkeisha and I had been fostering him for 2 years, trying to help this kid heal after what he'd been through. His birth parents lost custody when he was 3. Severe neglect, meth house, found him alone for 2 days eating dry cereal off the floor. He bounced through 3 homes before us, each one sending him back because of his night terrors and meltdowns. We're both black, Cody is white, and the social workers kept asking if we were prepared for the challenges, like love needs a color match. But slowly he started trusting us, stopped flinching when we moved too fast, started calling us mommy and daddy without anyone prompting him. Something about how he'd finally grab my hand instead of backing away just felt right, you know, like he was learning family could mean safety. It was just me and Cody for our boys' day. Got to our usual spot where he loves the tall swings, finally comfortable enough to play without checking where I was every 30 seconds. People would stare whether it was me or Sharkeisha with him, but he'd just run around laughing and calling for daddy to watch him go down the slide, completely oblivious to how much we didn't match in some people's eyes. The problem started when the racist grandma arrived with her granddaughter about 10 minutes into our park visit. Her kid ran off to play while she sat on the bench, but I could feel her eyes tracking us. Cody ran over to show me a cool stick he found and gave me a hug, and that's when she stood up like she'd seen a crime. She walked over all casual at first, asking Cody if he was okay, if he knew me, where his mommy was. He just said, "Daddy's pushing me on the swings," and went back to playing, but she didn't leave it alone. She pulled out her phone, and I heard her voice getting louder, more dramatic with each word. "There's a black man here with a white child. The boy seems scared. I think it's a kidnapping in progress. He keeps touching the child. Hurry, please." Then she started adding details that never happened. Told them she saw me drag him from a van, that he was trying to run away from me, that she heard me threaten him. When the cops showed up in less than 3 minutes, she ran to them waving her arms, tears suddenly streaming down her face, pointing at me like I was America's Most Wanted while shouting, "That's him! He's trying to take that baby." When the cops finally let me speak after putting me in cuffs, I told them Cody was my adopted son and my papers were in my car. The second I said I need to get something from my vehicle, Grandma started screaming, "He's going for a weapon!" and both officers drew their guns again, yelling at me to stop moving. I had to explain, face pressed against the hood, that the adoption papers were in my glove compartment while they debated whether to let me get them. One officer went to my car himself, while the other kept his hand on his holster, Grandma narrating the whole time about how they always have fake documents, and I'm probably armed. The cop came back with my folder, adoption certificate, insurance cards, school forms, photos from his birthday party, Christmas morning, first day of kindergarten. Meanwhile, Grandma kept insisting they were forgeries, demanding they call the FBI about trafficking rings, actually saying these people are sophisticated criminals, while I'm cuffed in my Saturday dad outfit of cargo shorts and the Paw Patrol shirt Cody picked out. They questioned Cody away from me. "What's your daddy's name? Where do you live? What did you eat for breakfast?" Cody, still crying but trying to be brave, goes, "James Wilson, 423 Oak Street, and daddy made me dinosaur pancakes with extra syrup." Then he asked the cop, "Why are you hurting my daddy? He didn't do anything bad." The officer reviewing my documents looked at his partner, and I could see the shift happening, from suspicious to uncomfortable to embarrassed. The officers uncuffed me and started to apologize when Grandma walked up to the senior cop and whispered something in his ear. His whole demeanor changed, and he immediately said, "Actually, we need to verify this further," and told his partner to cuff me again. Brian started screaming as they bent me back over the hood, and Grandma had this smug look while saying loudly enough for me to hear, "My son, Deputy Chief Williams, will hear about how you almost let this criminal go." But then something weird happened. The officer cuffing me whispered, "Play along, trust me," while making them extra loose. Turned out the Williams family had been running the department like their personal kingdom for years. 3 sons, 2 nephews, all cops, all dirty, all racist as hell. Internal Affairs had been trying to nail them but needed hard evidence. Full story on channel and linked below.